Okay, this is the coop that I was telling you about, that or the brooder that I'm going to be rebuilding, repurposing. You can see how tall it is, but I'm actually going to cut it down to right about here. I'm going to make it about a foot tall, just tall enough for the waters to be in. And it doesn't need to be much bigger than that. It's got to be under 2 foot for me to fit it through the door. And I don't really want to cut it down widthwise. I want to give them some room to get away from the light or get into the light and to not crowd each other. So we're going to make it about a foot tall, give or take. And then we're going to go from there and see how it ends up. See, I built this little, I was so proud of myself. I built this little access drop. Reach in there and get it. And the roof would come up like so, way up here. You can stand under it. You can see the size of the roof there. I way over engineered, way over thought this thing. And you know, I think I'm probably not the only one that does that. We just got to remember, hey, it's a chicken coop, guys. Chickens have been surviving for thousands and thousands of years with just minimal intervention from us. So I think we tend to overthink and underestimate what they can do. This, cut it down to about here. And we're going to put a lid on it that is made out of hardware cloth, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch hardware cloth. And we put shavings in the bottom. And what that does, allows the air to kind of come up, keep the air circulating, keep it moving. And the shavings will give them places to stand on if it's too cold. And then we'll also have the heat lamps in there. And I'm going to take the legs off of it. Like I told, I'm going to set it on that roost in there, which is made out of an old ladder. Total repurposing things. Instead of throwing them away, repurpose it. And we'll get busy on that. One of the tricks I've learned, I want to use a chalk line to get from here to here in a straight line. One of the tricks I've learned, when you have an offset like this, if you can, make a cut here and then your string can go in there. Now you may have to put a wedge or something to kind of keep it separated, but it makes it a lot easier and your line will be a lot more accurate. Just like that. And you make those cuts from this other side, bring your corner, just make your, with your speed square, just make your corner off the other side, make your cut, and then it's as simple as putting your string inside that cut so you can finish along this long stretch. Now what I'll do is take these reinforcing boards off of here, put them on there. Okay, we've got it narrowed down to the frame. Now is the most important part. You have to make sure when you're making a brooder, you have to make sure that you're not going to get or leave an opening for the snakes or the mice even. Rats will get in there and kill your chicks. You've got to make sure it's buttoned up tight. I found something over all the coops that I built, and I don't even know how many I built over the years. I've always used those little 3/4 inch staples, and I thought I had really nailed it down when I started using a pair of needle nose pliers to hold on to them, so I quit smashing my fingers. Because if you look at your thumb, it's about a 3/4 inch. Doesn't leave a lot of hammer room. But then I realized I was doing it all wrong all along. I went and bought this little inexpensive pneumatic nail gun. It's a brad nail / stapler. And these staples right here, they're inexpensive. You can put a lot in a hurry. Yeah, they might not be a fence staple, but you're going to put a lot more in there because it's a lot easier to put in. So I have that in several of my coops now. Makes applying the wire go so much faster, and I've never had a failure. So it's just a matter of anything you do, you pay attention. Just make sure that when you do it, you're paying attention to how that wire goes on there, and that you're splitting that wire with the staple, like so. And then you can go in and put as many as you need. More than likely, if you're like me, you're going to put a lot more than what you really need, but that's okay. So we're going to get this rolled out. Now I'm using 1/2 inch hardware cloth, or some people call it rabbit wire. You can call it whatever you want to because you bought it. And what I'm doing is lining up this corner where the hinge is right here. This is going to be my straight edge. I'm lining this up, and it never ever turns out just right for me. So I've just learned to work with it, and that's what I'm going to do here. Because, like I said earlier, guys, it's a rabbit brooder. If you want to get very technical, if you're one of those people, hey, go for it. Awesome. Do your thing. If you're one of those people that will start over and over and over and get frustrated and throw it all up in the air because you're not a master craftsman, hey, don't sweat it so much. It's all right. The chickens will not complain, I promise. It's just got to keep them safe and stay together. That's the main thing. A brooder only gets used a few times a year under most circumstances. So this one here, I'm seriously considering, because of the way I'm building it, I might really be able to use it dual purpose. This may be a grow out pen also for my rabbits when it's not being used as a brooder, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So let's go ahead and start putting in some of these staples, and then we'll get to doing the other. Now, if you like this content, if this content helped you, or you find it interesting, or even if it just answers some questions for you, hey, hit the like and subscribe, okay? It really helps me out, helps out the channel, it helps the other people who do get something out of it, because then I put more up. You know, it's kind of frustrating, and I'm not blaming anybody other than myself, so don't take it that way. But I guess frustrating is not the right word, but it's not encouraging when you look and you're not getting any likes or views, and you kind of have, it's just part of the game. You know, I'm not complaining or whining, I'm just stating the facts, and that's part of how it's done. I'm not doing this for a living. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I enjoy building stuff like this. I enjoy teaching. I did that when I was in the service. I taught. I've done it a long time, and I enjoy doing it when I can get maybe some feedback. I love getting feedback and comments, questions, comments, suggestions, constructive criticism. And I know there's people out there who unfortunately are not going to provide that. They're going to be more destructive than constructive. That's okay. You know what? That's okay. The Lord tells us that we take all comers because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So just remember, when you go out in the world and you start doing things, whether it's building a brooder or building a career, ask the Lord to be with you, okay? Just ask the Lord to travel with you and give you knowledge. But most of all, get your hands dirty. Get out there and do things, okay? Hey, we're gonna get busy with this. I'll show you when it's all done. I know y'all don't want to sit here and watch me drive staples and cut wire, but we'll get back with you. Now to do this corner, I'm just going to cut right along this seam, which is even with the edge of the board. Cut that. I'm going to cut a little piece out of it just to make folding it a lot easier. Because what you don't want to do is leave sharp edges for you to get cut on later on as you're handling your birds, or for your family to get cut on. You know, kids love to go and see the chicks, and I really encourage that. I really encourage for you, if at all possible, to get your kids involved in your farm and what you're doing. You know, life is busy. Life has a lot of obstacles, but you know what? It's always going to be busy. It's always going to have a lot of obstacles. And as many of you out there will attest, one day, that opportunity that you missed, you're not going to be able to get it back as hard or as bad as you want it back. Because then the kids are going to be doing their thing with their family. And prayerfully, they will have learned from you not only the skills, but the value of spending time with your kids and your family. You know, we just finished Mother's Day, and as I was looking out amongst the church, I couldn't help but just notice how many people that were there who could no longer spend time with their mother. And you know, that goes for all of our family. There'll come a day when either we won't be able to be with them or they won't be able to be with us. And one of the questions you have to ask yourself is, how do you want them to remember you? You want them to remember you when y'all did things together, whatever things they may be, fishing or hunting or ball games or ballet, whatever the case may be, or out taking care of the animals and having fun doing it, learning, or do you want them to hear, hey, my dad worked a lot? Because I know both sides of that story. And you got to do what you got to do. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody that does what, if they have to work a lot, then you work a lot. Because the most important thing is that they're taken care of. Trust me when I say I've been down that road. I'm still down that road. The only difference, I worked 2 jobs in the past because I wanted to make more money and buy my kids and my wife more things. So that's what I did. Now I work 2 jobs, but one of them is not really a job, it's calling. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And then the third one, spending time with my wife and little girl, out taking care of the animals, or helping the animals take care of us, whatever the case may be. Baby girl will be out here with me right now, but she don't like the hot. She don't like the hot at all, and it's about 80 some odd degrees, mid 80s. So it's starting to warm up a little bit, and she's gonna go see her cousin. Now, once you get done, now here's a good example. I had a little bit of a jam up, it appears. You can just open it up right here. See, okay. I don't think it's jammed up, but might be stuck. One thing I did that you should never do, that's open this up while there's air on it. You should never do that. And I should have never done that. So those of y'all that want to call me out, go ahead, because I was wrong. Okay. We are just about done with this bad boy. Put a couple more staples in there for safety. One thing that I like to do, let's see if the door works. I haven't even checked the door. The door works. You notice how I have this going on the outside? Because I'm going to secure it down. I don't know how yet. I haven't made up my mind. And I'm going to come over the top in these corners right here with bracing. Probably have to trim that out a little bit more with gussets and bracing. But what that does, animals are going to try to go from the bottom up or the top down. That gives a layer of protection all the way around. And then once you have your locking device, whatever kind of locking device you use, that's going to secure that. I might do a pin that goes in. I really don't know yet. Or I may come off, probably do a hook and latch on these corners. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Do a hook and latch on the corners there. These are 2x4s edgewise. There's no animal that's going to be able to overcome that. So not anything we have around here. We don't have bears. Not yet anyway. And I'm going to put a stick in here of some type, a swivel, to be able to lock it up. Those will come tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll put electricity out there, because I don't want them on my porch. We've always put them on the porch, or we put them in the outdoor kitchen, which is not too far from the living room. And all they hear is chicks doing their thing. And as much as I like nature and listening to the animals, yeah, sometimes I get tired of it. So, hey, you know what? I hope y'all are having a great day, but I also hope y'all go out and make somebody else's day even better, okay? Remember, God loves you. He's not lost. You don't have to find him. I hope you're not lost either. So, if y'all enjoyed it, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification, and y'all have an awesome, blessed day. And go out and enjoy nature and make somebody's day even better. Okay, well, there it is. It's finished. You can see it's inside. It's a brooder inside of a coop. And we'll come in. These are, Silkies are actually good producers, but this isn't really why we got them. Mrs. R7, she just really loves silkies. And so we got them. And we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Looks like we probably got 20. You see they're gathered underneath the light. And I may end up putting another light in here. But I took and I dipped all their beaks in the water. I learned that. I'd never done that in the past. And you know, we lose a few chicks here and there. I can't say that it was due to that, but never really noticed it to be an issue until I watched on Sheridan Farms. I watched them do that on there, and how the chicks would automatically start drinking on their own. So I did it this time, same result. They would automatically start drinking on their own, so that can't be a bad thing. So I'm going to go with that as it's a good thing. And I did that, and I'm really pleased with it. Now I can see that they're gathering up underneath the light here. That tells me that they're a little cool, but I just put the light there, so it hadn't really had a chance to heat up in there. There's a little bit of a breeze today, but you see the sides are solid on this, so it should start to warm up and they'll start to separate a little bit. If not, I'll put a second light. It's a little cool today, but it'll be warming up, and we'll just keep monitor them and see how they do, see how they react. And the great thing about hanging a light is it gives them the opportunity, if they get warm, you see how they're kind of starting to spread out a little bit? As it warms up, they'll spread out and get further away from the light, so you've got to give them a place to be able to get away from the light. You see there's some over here, and they may not even know the light's there. They've only been in here a few minutes. So, but there it is, it's done. Hey, if you like this content, let us know. Like, subscribe, comment. So I've got the hinges in the back there. This is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square hardware cloth, or some people call it rabbit wire. And this way there's no raccoons, no snakes, anything like that that can lift this door up and get in. So, hey, y'all go out and make somebody's day a little bit better, all right? See you later. God loves you. Bye.